Okay, here's another one, and this is going to be exciting. This is another bag of miscellany that I picked up at just a little deli in New York City. It's a bag of Lay's chips, which I feel like we haven't done many of them lately. And it's ADOBOADAS, which I'm assuming is adobo flavor. And this sent me down a rabbit hole because of the way they conjugated this word. I did not know that adobo was a verb. My experience with adobo as a New Yorker is going to my Puerto Rican friend's house and they got the little shaker of adobo powder that they put in their chicken and their beans. Get at the Spanish restaurant. It's just sort of like you see it in the supermarket. It's just sort of a background staple that is just part of New York City. Never really thought much about it. If this had just said adobo flavored or like it was a Goya bag, which would look sick, I wouldn't have looked into it. But when I was with my friend Lucy Sunflower, who is a Spanish speaker, and when she saw this, she said adoboadas. That means it has been adoboed. And that made me realize that adobo is a verb. Adobar, to adobo. What the fuck does that mean? I always thought it was just a seasoning, but no, apparently, and this is a Spanish invention from Spain, we always do like to give props to indigenous creations and inventions on the show when they turn up in our investigations. Like, for example, potatoes and tomatoes are from the Americas, and we always like to point these things out. But in this case, unfortunately, no. It's a colonizer and invention, and it only found its way to Puerto Rico and Mexico through colonization, which is also further confirmed because there is Filipino adobo too, and they're all fucking different. Apparently, this was like a marinating process. Before refrigeration, you would adobo meat with like vinegar and other preservatives and spices so it wouldn't spoil and would last longer. And this was a process that, through the colonization process, found its way to places like Puerto Rico, Mexico, the Philippines, where it was then met with more local ingredients and it sort of evolved into a seasoning. But that's the history of it. As far as I know, I hope I got that right. I didn't realize there was that much to it. Now, this one is not really making any real claims of any sort of regional specificity here. I mean, the bag is in Spanish, and there's just a pepper, tomato, limes. I mean, that could be Mexico, that could be Puerto Rico. I actually have a bag of Filipino adobo from Canada, which we're going to review tomorrow for comparison. So this is not really making any real bold claims, except that it's smoky, spicy, crispy, and delicioso, which I'm assuming means delicious in Spanish. So I don't really know what this is going for. I didn't know it was that complicated. I would love a Goya branded potato chip. I just think the bag would look sick. I've used the Goya adobo paste in some of my chickens, and it tastes great. It's got a lot of MSG in it. Not that that's a bad thing, but anyway. Now we're just going to focus on the experience of this. This probably should just taste like they put adobo powder on it. Nice red streaked chip with all kinds of good looking details on it. Not stale, thank God. A little lime, a little pepper. Yeah, not bad. Pretty good. I mean, I've never had like anything that's been adoboed, marinated, pickled, or preserved. Again, my only experience with adobo is the Goya shit. And this, I guess, kind of tastes like that. Not bad. Not bad at all. I'm looking forward to tomorrow when we do the Filipino one. Just to see how that is. I mean, it's too bad that colonization had to happen in order for these things to get invented. It would have been so much more interesting when the Europeans came over to what they now call North and South America, named after Italian cartographer Amerigo Vespucci. It's really not the correct name for these land masses. No, again, America is a colonizer term. What would happen if instead of trying to conquer and exploit these people, it was more like mutual cooperation, equal exchange of culture and ideas, and if the Spanish and the British and the Dutch and the Portuguese have treated the native peoples of these places equitably, who knows how much dope shit we would have. Instead we got this.